Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Veronica and I'm one of the artist educators on the Visual Arts Saturday School programme at Rosetta Arts Centre, and I'll be teaching every other week, and in between there'll be another teacher called Annie. We've got a really few fun weeks lined up for you, learning lots of new skills, and yeah, I can't wait to see you all again and to welcome new children. So we've got lots of new children joining us at the moment. I can't wait to meet you on Zoom and to see your work as well. I bet it looks fantastic. And yeah, let's make a start. So what you're going to do today, you're going to do some drawing at the same time as me. We're going to be looking at drawing skills, so drawing from life, still life, drawing observationally, so looking. I'm going to draw, and what I'd like you to do is draw at the same time as me and follow my steps, and then afterwards, if you've got time, you can draw some of your own objects afterwards. So I'm just going to move the camera down a bit so that you can see. Yeah, lovely. So we're going to be looking at scale today. We're going to be looking at line pressure, shading, and drawing on a different scale, so drawing small objects, larger objects, how shading can add to the dimension of an artwork, so make it look three-dimensional, etc. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to be drawing, I've done a little example here, this lovely old teddy bear here. This teddy bear is called Teddy Bear Edwards. It's over 70 years old. It used to belong to my mum. And you can see when I was about 9, his eyes fell off. I stitched them back on, and we've got an odd one there. Didn't do a very good job of it, did I? And I thought he'd be a really nice one to draw because we've got lots of different shades on here. We've got the fur, and as well, tatty areas, like his paws are coming apart, his fur's coming off in places, and these all add to the character of a drawing, because when we're drawing from life, we want to add in everything that we see. We don't want to guess, we want to draw what's in front of us. So we're going to draw him. So we're going to draw a large object and a small object as well. For the small object, I've picked up this lemon. As you're going to be following me step by step, when we're drawing something on a smaller scale with quite intricate detail, and if we're drawing it small and not big, it can be a bit fiddly. So I've chosen something quite simple for that reason. After you've done the drawing with me, when you draw your own objects, I don't know if you've got anything that's with a bit more detail on you'd like to draw. I've got some examples. I could love to draw that magnet or this little wooden character here, or if you've got a little box, or this one's beautiful, it's got so much detail on it. Yeah, like I say, if you've got anything interesting that you'd like to draw that's small after this, then please do. I'm literally just choosing that one because if I was to do something really detailed, very small, it would be really tricky for you to copy if I wasn't doing it on a larger scale like this. Okay, so yeah, we're going to draw something small and something large, drawing on the detail. Like I say, if you could just follow me step by step, and then afterwards, if you've got time, if you could choose 2 of your own objects. So something big, preferably something with lots of detail on it, like a toy, or something with an interesting pattern, a vase, even a large bowl or something with pattern and detail that's interesting to draw, not something that's too plain, if possible. And then, yeah, something small, if you've got something, like I say, a little box or something small with lots of pattern on or detail to draw. Or even, like I say, I'm doing a lemon. We've got the interesting dimples on the skin and the shadow as well. So it'll work for what we're doing. It's really simple today material-wise. All you need is a nice sharp pencil and a piece of paper. Rubbers, an eraser's a bonus because we can rub off any smudges, but generally with our drawing classes we try to avoid rubbing out too much. So we work lightly in pencil to avoid like I say, having to rub out. And what we're going to do to start, I'm going to start by testing my line pressure. So like I say, we're going to be using different shades and tones. So on the back of your paper, if you've got a side that's slightly imperfect, I've got a bit of writing at the top of my paper here, I use this side, Do you want to do a row of very dark pencil lines? So really press your pencil down, nice and dark. It doesn't matter how many you do. It's just a little test. So just do some dark pencil lines. And under the dark pencil lines, do you want to do some medium pencil lines? Like that. And you'll find that when we do drawing on Art Stars, I'll always encourage you at the beginning of the sessions to start with this. So even if you've done it more than once, we continue, because I just want you to get into the habit when you're doing your own art as well of just working lightly in pencil and then differentiating which areas should be light and dark. There we go. So we've got dark, medium and light. And then we turn over onto the other side, so we don't really want to see those lines on our nice picture. And when you're drawing an object or the outlines of an object, it's always best to do it very lightly in pencil, and then we don't even need to rub anything out, and it gives us more confidence to work on a larger scale as well. So I'd like you to draw your teddy bear very lightly, please. I'm going to do mine dark, just so you can see, and then I'll tell you as we go if you should be getting shading darker or lighter, etc. Okay, so for the head, I'm going to do, draw the shape a bit like an off-centered oval, close to the top, so we can utilise the space on the page well. I'm going to do mine dark, please do yours light. So I guess it's a bit like a strawberry shape I've done. I'm just going to wider at top, then it goes in a bit at the bottom. And for the ears aren't on top of the head, they're at the sides. So I'm just going to do like an oval or semicircle, nice and round on one side. And then I'm going to do that on the other side like that. Okay, so there's our head. And we'll do the outline of the body, and then we can work inside. Like I say, please continue working lightly in pencil. Mine is just dark so that you can see, because if I did it lightly, it would be really tricky to copy. Okay, for the body, I'm going to do a really long oval that takes up most of the page. I'm just going to leave a few centimetres at the side so it's not too wide, so we can fit some legs in. So from the bottom of the head, I'm going to do a nice big oval like this. Go. So lightly in pencil, nice and big. And the arms are really long, they're almost the same length as his body. So I'm going to start quite close to the top, and I'm going to do a really long line down, curve in, and then come back up. And I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. And for the legs, the way he's sitting, his legs are in this position. They're coming out to the side. They're coming out, and we've got the feet, so let's show that. So we've not left much room at the bottom for the legs, so they're going to come out the side. So I'm going to do a line going down like that, kind of curved line going vertically, like that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm just going to estimate going across where it will come. There we go. And then I'm going to do a curve like that for the foot. And go up. And then on the other side, oh, I've not left much room here. Get a bit bigger. And then I'm going to go across like that for the other foot. One of my legs is a bit short there. I've not left much room. If you've got more space, just fill that up so they're about the same. There we go. Okay. And now for the bear's head, I'm going to I'm going to do a nose about halfway down. I'm going to do an oval, like an egg shape, like this. And his nose is stitched on in black, so it's quite prominent, it's quite clear against the colour of his body. There we go. And I'm going to do a vertical line down like that, nice thick black vertical line. And then I'm going to do a little line going up like that for the mouth, and then on the other side like that, nice and thick. And you can see from looking at him, obviously his face is 3D, his nose and his snout comes out a bit. So to show that he's 3D, it's not 2D, I'm going to do some curved lines. Please do these very lightly in pencil, lighter than mine. Coming from the top of the nose to the top of the page. Or his snout, like that. And for the eyes, like I say, I've did a bad job of sewing them on when I was quite young, so one of his eyes is falling off. Then we've got an odd one, it looks like my old school shirt. So if I start with the original eye, I'm going to do a circle like that. You can do these a bit darker in pencil if you want, so you're less likely to make a mistake on the small details. And I'm going to shade that in using a medium pencil line, because it's the yellow of the eye is darker than the kind of light sandy beige of the body. There we go. And then using a dark pencil line like I did for the nose, I'm going to do a black circle inside, which would be a pupil. And on the other side, I'm going to draw this other button, so it's a little bit smaller. I'm just going to do a circle, maybe a smidge smaller if you like. And I'm going to do 2 circles inside it using my dark pencil line, two little black rounded dots. Try and make them roughly about the same size. And then I'm going to do a circle inside, just around those. Or if you want, you can do it around the outside if that's a bit fiddly. And just to show where I've stitched it on, I'm going to do inside between those 2 little black circles, I'm going to do a thick black line like that, where it's stitched on, and then some black lines, dark black lines going off to the side like that. Okay, lovely. And inside of the ears, some of the fur's coming off a bit, so I'm just going to mark that. I'm just going to do some slightly wavy lines on the inside of his ears going across like that. And for his paws, he's got very dark paws, very dark brown, so his paws are on the inside, the padding on his paws. So I'm going to do a curved line up like that, and I'm going to do it on the inside of both paws. And like I said, they're falling apart a bit, so I'm going to do a curved line across to show where the stuffing's coming out. I'm going to do that on both and just do some lines. Because, you know, when we're drawing, things don't always look perfect. Objects we're drawing, places, they're not always perfect. You know, things might be coming apart a bit, or it's part of their charm and character, so it's always good to add those in. And I've just done some lines going across there. And then, do you want to shade in the paws using a medium pencil line? So not too dark. When I'm shading, I move in one direction. I go vertically, go down. Hold my pencil quite low so I've got a lot of control. And we've got some different shades on his paws there, just because of, like I say, because of his age, the coloration. So just around the edges, I'm just going to make it a bit darker. So we've got the kind of medium shade in the middle, and then darker around it, like that. And we're going to do the same on the other paw. So just shading using a medium line, not too dark, because we're going to go into some areas and make them a bit darker afterwards. There we go. And just around the edges, make that a bit darker. And same as we've done above the nose here, to make the snout and the face look three-dimensional, we've got a line going down the stomach. If we make it slightly curved, so it's like his seams where he's been stitched up in the factory, if we make it curved like that, that adds to making him look three-dimensional. I've made my feet here a little bit small. I'm going to make them a bit bigger. I think they need to be a bit bigger. I didn't leave that much space on the side of my page, but we can work into work into those. And I'm going to do some paws. So I'm going to do a big oval like that. And I'm going to do one inside each of his feet. So from the angle I'm looking at this one's coming off to the side. This one's in the middle, and this one's coming off to the side. On this one, on my left hand side, I'm just going to do, he's got a little care label in his foot, so I'm going to do a little rectangle coming across from one side to the other. And then using a dark pencil line, I'm going to shade in the circle, the oval around it. And like I say, it's quite old, it's not perfect, so all of the writing has come off of that. It's gone a bit brown, so we can just smudge that with our finger. It's just like a perfect white. And then on the side here, I'm going to shade in our bear's foot. Like I say, the angle at which I'm looking at the feet, one of the paws, the brown of the paws, is going off to the side, and the other one's kind of facing us head on. Slightly bigger. And just shade, so with any areas you're shading in, you want to get it so there's no white showing. And we can also see, if we look really closely, the paws, we've got these little stitches, which is where, how it's been made, how it's been stitched up. So I'm just going to add some little, using my dark pencil line, some lines at the side, going all the way across, like that. Make them nice and dark and prominent and clear. Make them clear. Dark and then clear. And we're going to do that on both the paws and on the dark of the feet as well. And around the feet. Just going all of the way around. And when we do shading with our pencil like this, artists add shading for several reasons. So to show where the shadow is, lighter and darker areas, and also if we're drawing like this, we're not painting or colouring in, we just want to show differentiation between the light and darker areas. So showing the view, where this is a darker colour, the fur's beige, the paws are dark, so we want that to show up. We've got areas where like I say, his fur's coming off, like under his chin here, so I'm just going to draw from the bottom of his nose, like a big oval going down. Slightly wobbly oval because it's not a perfect shape. I'm just going to look for any more patches on top of his arms. I'm just going to do some patches like this, like some long ovals. Are there any more? And on his tummy as well, he's stitched up. Got a line like that. And inside those areas, that's where the fur's coming off. I can see the base fabric underneath. So to indicate that, do you want to really lightly in pencil, really super duper lightly, just shade in those lines that you've drawn? And you can do the ones inside the ear as well. And as well, when we shade and tone, it adds to the dimension of a piece. It can make the artwork, if we're seeing where the shadow's hitting, look more three-dimensional. Just shade them in. You can smudge if you want, so just get one finger and just rub. If you want to do that, it's inevitable when we're drawing with pencil that we'll get smudges outside of the drawing. Try and contain it to the picture. Hold the page with your fingers so it doesn't smudge, it doesn't crease up, and then just smudge as you go. And then for this bit, You. And inside of that we can see little stitches that look like lines. So just to indicate that, I'm just going to do some little very dark vertical lines going down. We start with the one on the tummy. So I'm going to make this nice and detailed. When you're copying me and you need to pause and it takes a bit longer and you don't have time to draw your own objects, that's fine. The main thing is you start with mine, and then, like I say, it's nice if you go off, and if you've got time, have a go kind of practicing what you've just done, what you've just learned. There we go. And under the mouth as well. Got to shade this bit in, so shade this in lightly with a pencil. I'm just going to continue to add some of these vertical dark lines which show the stitching underneath the bear's fur. And on the arms too. Good. And inside of the ears as well. I'm going to do these, vertically again. Lovely, brilliant. Okay, and next we're going to add some of the fur on. So for the body, the fur, it's kind of moving to, appears to be going to one side. So just using your pencil, using a medium pencil line, do you want to just draw some lines which are going off to the side? If they come off of your teddy bear a bit, that's fine, because yeah, the teddy bear is furry, so. Do one area at a time and try and get it so most of the white space is filled up. With the lines. Go. See the different lines there. Like I say, medium pencil lines. He's a kind of or light to medium. He's a sandy beige colour. Get it so there's no big white gaps between. There we go. And then going out for the legs, I'm just going to move in the direction of the legs, so moving horizontally around the corner of the paws, and on this side too. And we're just going to fill up the whole bear with the fur. I'm going quite quickly now, just for the sake of your viewing and the length of the video. But don't rush. Feel free to pause and really take your time with that. Just go to the other side. So yeah, just because of time, I'll stop there with the body. So you do the other side with the arms, yeah, going vertically as well. And just blend with your finger once you've finished, just to get any of the white filled up. Follow the shape of your drawing, so I'm kind of going in a curved shape, and I'm containing it to this. I'm containing it to the teddy bear, so that we don't get it. I don't get it all over the page. Like I said, it might go a bit smudgy anyway with what we're doing, but that's okay. Just to limit it, essentially. And on the face here, from the top of the head to the nose, it's kind of moving to the side a bit, so it's going to indicate that. And just blend it with your finger, just one finger. And with the ears, I'm going to do some of the fur. It can come off the ears a bit, because yeah, his ears are furry and the fur's coming off the shape, so. And for the face, I'm just going to do some sideways. Lines like this. Going in one direction, following the same direction. There we go. Give it a smudge. And yeah, you just finish off the arm and the other side of the stomach, the other half. I won't do that now, just because I think you get the idea from that, and it's might be a bit tedious for you to watch if I spend too long on that. But what we're going to do, I'm just going to add a few darker areas to the bear. So, for example, at the top of the legs where they join into the stomach, we've got that join there. So I'm just going to make the line a bit darker. And same with the top of the bear's arms. Lovely jubbly. And just at the side of the face as well, I'm doing it on the right hand side, I'm just going to add, so there's a bit of shadow here, it's a bit darker. Shape of the face. So I was going to make it slightly darker, maybe just use just a shade up, not too dark. I can't see because of how my bear's positioned, I can't really see any shadows from him underneath, so I'm just going to leave that. Like this, see if there's anything else. Yeah, just that shadow on the face. I think at the side as well we can go a little bit slightly darker. And this isn't drawing lines, we're just lightly shading in with our pencil, ever so slightly. Don't go with a dark line, just ever so slightly darker than it already is, just to indicate it. indicate there's a slight shadow forming there, and also this will add to the dimension of the piece. So we can see that he's not two-dimensional, he's three-dimensional. And I'm just, this line down the tummy now, we've drawn it, we can just make it slightly thicker, so it's more prominent, so it stands out more. There we go. And I'm just going to draw my lemon. There's not much room at the bottom of the page, so I'm going to draw it at the top. It doesn't matter too much, because we're not drawing them in situ, so they're sitting next to each other. We're just drawing them as a contrast from one another, to see how they look. So for my lemon, it's good to start with just an oval shape like this. I'll make mine a bit darker so you can see. Again, do yours lightly in pencil, like that. So like an oval, a bit like an egg shape. And then I'm just going to come up at the top and come up at the bottom like this. And really, really lightly in pencil, I'm just going to shade and smudge as I go. Again, containing it to the shape, moving in one direction, holding the pencil nice and low, quite close to the lead, so that I don't go over the lines. There we go. And at the bottom, I'm just going to do a dark circle just to show the top. Just picked. And at the side, I've just got some shadows there, so just at the side of the lemon, I'm just going to go slightly more of a medium tone across, following the shape of the lemon, and on this side as well. Darker, and you can blend with your finger. And like I say, if you look really closely, it's got kind of stippled dots inside texture. So just using your pencil, do you want to just fill that up with lots of little lines like this? Fill up your whole lemon. Lots of little dots. It's best not to dot like this. It's just hold your pencil a bit lower, and then you've got more control when you dot, and just do that over the whole lemon. And then when you're finished, when you've done the whole thing, you can just use your finger just to smudge them in, blend them in against the background of the lemon. And there you go. You've got the bear and the lemon. And then with, like I say, if you finished and there's some time left, you might want to have a little break and then choose a couple of objects yourself. So like I say, something bigger, something small. I'm thinking of objects, I'm just looking at what's around me now. It could be, like, I've got this really interesting flower pot, something like this, with an interesting pattern on. A little toy, or with your small object, like I say, just something with some detail, something interesting that you'd like to draw. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, please apply what we've just practiced here, so the line pressure, the lightness, the darkness, the drawing detail. Please apply that to your own drawing as well. And also, not just while you're here, but when you do drawings at home or in class, try to continue this. So when you're drawing in pencil, just think about using a light and dark line, and do your outline lightly in pencil, and just get into the habit. But thank you so much for joining me, and I'm really excited about seeing you all on Zoom later and seeing what you've done. Yeah, I'll catch you later. Take care.